Hey everybody, Carol Siddle here with Pink Dragon JJ. Thank you for stopping by my channel. I am finally able to get back to this Christmas journal cover I was making from a 5-ring binder. It's been a crazy couple weeks. I meant to do this like the next day, and then had forgotten that my daughter had to have surgery. Something minor, nothing major, she's okay. But she was going to be out of commission for probably 3 to 4 days. She's fine now. She's doing her normal thing now. But she wasn't allowed to be up out of bed. So I had to take care of her, get her meals, make sure she had water, check on her while she was sleeping like moms do, and all that kind of stuff. So that happened, and then I got sick. I had a couple really bad asthma attacks that just took me down. And I know it was that stupid ragweed because it was blooming out. Our yard backs up to some woods, and you could just see where it was just blooming everywhere. And it just took me down, my allergies. And I have what they call seasonal asthma. So it's been a fun time, but thank goodness everybody's feeling better. We're having a good time. We have a friend visiting from Florida with her children, my daughter's best friend, so it's been all good. But I wanted to get back to this and get it finished. The cover, not the whole journal. I just wanted to show you when I had stopped, I just had the material down, this part. I didn't have anything else done. But I had found some eyelet at a consignment store. So I went ahead and it was on a pillow, a king size sham. So I just cut it all off, evened it up on the side, and cut me a couple strips, and then just fabric tacked it down. And then I took some strips of that pretty plaid material that I had. I've got a lot of this left, so, which is great because I love it. And I just cut it and made it into strips and fabric tacked it down because it didn't have like an even seam, it wasn't sewn. Fabric tacked this down over it. So I did that on the front and the back, because y'all know I like my ruffles. I do like some ruffles. I like to make them, I like to use them, I like to do pleats too. But in this case, it just looks so pretty. It just went with the snow and the snowman. And then this was some material that I also got at a secondhand store. I mean, like 3 yards of it. And it's just so pretty with that linen weave. And then the Christmas colors kind of woven in. And then I took some of so I glued that down, the panel. And then I fabric tacked down some of my red ticking. And then I'm also going to have something on the front, probably about this big. It's going to be the name of the album. I've already got an idea for what I'm going to do for that, but I don't want to give it away because I kind of want to do it as a play with me kind of a deal. So I don't know if I'll do that today since I got company in town, or if I'll do it later. But I did want to finish the interior. So I've got this part done. So now I need to get this done. And I was going to go with the tree with the wood background on it. If you saw my previous video, you know what I'm talking about. But you know how you put something down, you go, oh, I'm going to go with this, but it's just not speaking to you. That's kind of where I was at with that. It's like I liked it, but I just didn't know what. So I pulled out like all my Christmas, all my farm, all my fabric stuff. And I forgot that I had gotten this cardinal fabric, which I just love cardinals. They're my favorite bird. And they say that when you see a cardinal, it's somebody, visiting you. So when I see cardinals, I just say, hey, son. But and then when I was looking at the material, look, there's little cardinals everywhere in here. So I wanted to include the cardinals in this. So that's what we're gonna do. So what I did is I took my fabric and I measured what I needed to fit over the edges, but not go all the way over the side here. And then, so that's gonna lay down kind of like, and I went ahead and frayed my edges, you know, made sure I had any loose ends off. So that'll lay like that. You gotta just kind of play with it. And then this, I could actually probably cut off a little bit of this. Because this is gonna tuck under here. Just like I did the ends using this tool. It's an old Cricut tool, but it is great for pushing things under. I have that one, and then I have this one too. Or even a small, very flat head screwdriver would work. The bone things don't work so well because they're a little bit thick. You need something that's just thin that will slide up under there. So, like I said, flathead screwdriver, very small one, will work. A butter knife would work probably just fine. If you don't mind ruining your butter knife. So, that's up to y'all. I ain't gonna tell you to ruin your butter knives. So I'm going to just, because this is gonna go all the way down and then go under. But I don't need it to go all the way under, because remember, I got to do some on the other side too. And it could get too thick. So I'm just gonna kind of give it an idea here. That's gonna go down in there. And then, yeah, I could probably cut off some of that. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that now, because it's hard to get. Once you got it glued, it's very hard to cut. And I'm very funny about cutting like close to my materials. And another thing you want to check anytime you have a print, make sure your cover is going right side up, and that you're cutting your material the right way, or you'll have a problem. Believe me, you'll have a problem. Now, normally I would tear this, but sometimes when you're doing a skinny part, you go to tear it and it'll go sideways on you. I've had that happen one too many times. And this I don't care to fray, because it's going to go underneath that middle section. And this is for the other side. So, okay. Just making sure I'm in the picture here. Okay. And like I said, I like to use fabric tack, Eileen's glue. Eileen's Tacky Glue is another great. This stuff I can get it for $1 a bottle at Michael's. They always have it in their dollar section, always. But when I went to one of these antique stores recently, I found a whole bag full of Elmer's glue, like brand new, and like 3 or 4, I think, Eileen's glues, and the whole bag was like $1.50. Y'all, I'm telling you, when I go to a secondhand store, I look in every nook and cranny. I got a ton more of beautiful doilies and stuff. I got a whole bag for $2. $2. And each one would have cost me, at some of these fancier secondhand stores, if you know what I mean, would have cost me like $6 each. I'm like, no, thank you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go around the edges here. And remember, you can always come back and, let me move these out of the way. You can always come back and put more glue on. But I'm just gonna make my initial little line. And call me crazy, y'all, but we haven't decorated them yet, but we've already put six trees up in my house. We're just in the mood for that. And, you know, we've decided not to do Thanksgiving this year, which is hard, and just because it's the first year my son's been gone, and Thanksgiving was his favorite holiday, so it's a little, just a little hard to deal with that right now. So we're gonna go to a movie. And I put lots of glue down here, and just run your glue around, you know. Don't be stingy with the glue. Don't be stingy with the glue. Now, and you can run some beads down here if you want, but I just kind of take my finger and go back and just smear it a little bit. Now you can use white glue for this if you want, but I just don't want it to leave any ridges, you know. So make sure I got the front and it's coming towards me. So I want this to come towards me. So I always start with the outside edge, kind of get it laid down where I want it. You get this, and then just kind of gently. You don't need to press hard. You don't want to stretch it. You want it to lay down nice and pretty. Okay, and that's looking pretty good. Okay, I don't know. I'm gonna turn this way. I don't know if y'all can see that I've got the glue down in there. But I want to run a bead of glue here. Down there. Okay? Okay. And then what I do is take your boning tool and just kind of get it right up to the edge. Right. I don't worry about this part because I can clip this off. I really don't care that shows because I really like it. So I don't really care. And what you can do if you wish, see how easy this is? It really is easy. What you can do is come in with a pair of small scissors, and you could actually cut that at an angle. And then it go right under. I hope you saw that. It's kind of like you do corners. Okay, so now I'm going to take this. And you just got to play with it. Let it go. It just takes a little bit of work. Get it down in there. And as you push it, you can feel it start to, the material start to pull. And I just kind of push it down because remember we have glue there. So I can't tell if my head's in the way. Get my head in the way here. I just get it under this metal piece. It won't break. Don't worry about it. This breaking loose because this got all these little bolt things. It's not going anywhere. I just want to make sure I get the material all under there. And then sometimes I'll come back with the square one because it seems to be able to get a bigger chunk of that material. push it down. And it's that simple. Oh, God, I did. I got it right side up. I had a moment there. Oh my God, I put it on backwards. I didn't. Okay, so there's that. And isn't that pretty? Now, you can use scrapbook paper. You can use material. You can use, you know, you can use brown paper bag. I think would actually look pretty cool. Craft paper on this because it's got that farmhouse look. You could do construction paper. You know, it's just up to you. I use what I have. I'm trying to really be more aware of what's already in my stash. You know, I buy stuff and then I'll go through my stash. I'm like, man, I forgot I had this. I could have used it. So when I'm doing journals, the first thing I do is I go through and look and see. Okay, look at everything you got. Make sure you don't have anything. Sure enough, usually I got something already. So, okay, so now we're gonna do glue around for the second piece. So anyhow, our family, we're big card players in my family. And Thanksgiving was my son's favorite holiday because he loved to play poker because that's what we play. Because my mom and dad taught us poker when we were, before we could even like walk. We were always at the table watching. It was just the family game. So our whole family gets together and I knew I would miss him so much. And I didn't want to ruin it for everybody, so I just said, you know what? My daughter was having a hard time too. You know, she loved her brother very much. So we just decided this year we can be thankful anywhere. We should be thankful every day, actually. We shouldn't have to have a Thanksgiving to be thankful. For people we love and friends and family and the good things in our lives, you know, that should happen every day. So it just, I think it'd be in the first year. Next year might be different. You know, we might be fine. But I forget. I don't know. We're big Marvel fans. I'm not sure what movie we're gonna go see. Getting stuff all over me. Okay, well, so this one's already up, so I can. Yeah, I might have to cut this one too. You know, I don't think I'll need to cut this one. This one's looks like it's a little shorter, but I did make sure that I had them the same height. So I'm gonna start here. This is kind of where you got to be able to turn it. So make sure you give yourself room to do this, that you can, you know, turn your thing around. These should be pretty close to the same height. Oh, the corner went down on me. Okay. Okay. And that's the good thing about Fabri-Tac. It gives you room to move and to pull things down. If you do this with art glitter glue, you're not going to have that time to be able to adjust. So just kind of keep that in mind if you're using Fabri-Tac. Art glitter glue. It dries so quick, you don't really get that extra time to kind of get it everything where you want it, where Fabri-Tac does. Oh, another corner going. Hope I'm in shot here. Oh, maybe it did have more material than I thought it was going to have. It's going to leave quite a bit still to go under. But you know what I can do? I can pull this back, because remember I said you got time with Fabri-Tac. I'm just going to go down. Remember, I don't care what it looks like on this side because it's going to be under that middle section anyhow. And once you got it glued there, it's not coming out. Okay, there, that's better. Not so much extra. And it's okay if you got a little glue seeping out the side, it's going to dry. Remember, I really love Fabri-Tac, especially for use with material. Oh, doesn't make your hands sticky. Okay, so now I'm going to go back. Use my pointy tool. I'm going to start in the middle. Get it under there. Now this one I think I can. It's not quite the. I do have it. Whew. Every once in a while, you know, when you're doing this kind of thing, you're like, oh my God, it's going the wrong direction. I've had that happen. It's no fun when you got to try and pull it all up. Okay. See, that goes along pretty good. A little sticky there. And it doesn't matter if you get your glue sticking out, like I said. Woo. Good old baby wipes. You go to Costco because you can get a package of the Kirkland's baby wipes. You can get 8 of them in a box for like $16. No, that's not much. They're less than $2 a piece. No, my daughter usually goes and gets them for me when she goes to Costco. One thing about Fabri-Tac, it is sticky. It is very sticky. Get it off your fingers. But it works great on material, paper, anything. The only thing about using it on paper, it is a thicker, heavier, so it can make your paper more wet. So I've got like a variety of different kinds of glues that I like to use. Oh my gosh, this is everywhere. Sorry. I'm sticking to everything. Okay. Okay, so look at that. See how pretty it looks? And, you know, if I had stuck to this all at once, it probably took me a little over an hour to do the whole thing. And I just like the way it just looks. Get all these little pieces off. It just gives it such a finished look. You know, now I can tell you this, if you want to sew pockets on your front and your back, you want to sew those onto the material before you glue it down. Obviously, you cannot sew it on. Now you could Fabri-Tac it on. I do that. You know, you can, that's not a problem. But if you plan to sew your pockets or sew anything to the inside covers, do that first before you glue it on. So that is that cover. Just made a mess here. That is that. So we got this pretty snowman print. I don't know if my light's in the way or not, but I just love it. I love the tractor. Love the tractor. There's the front, there's the back. You know, and I always try to get my fabric where I have a big vignette, I call them, more towards the center. But I knew I was going to cover this up with what's going to be my title. And then you open it up and you got that pretty interior. Now, I will leave this open to dry, just like you did for the cover, because they'll stick together. So I've got to let that dry for a bit. Let me see where we're at on time. Okay, 25 minutes in. So I might call this a video, and then my next video, I'm going to show you how I'm going to do the title for this book. This journal is actually going to be, it's a design team project for Diane Shaw, who's Diane Shawcraft 1 on YouTube, and My Old Barn Door on Etsy. I'm on her design team. So I'm going to be using her new Christmas digikit and her digikit from last year and kind of play with those. And it's going to be pretty. I love doing stuff like that. So that's where we're at. We got this done. The only thing I have left to do is put the title on. Then we can start decorating pages. I do have quite a lot of ephemera already made. I like doing ephemera. I love these. Look at these pretty. These are vellum. Am I in here? Yeah. These are vellum envelopes that I did. And I actually printed on the vellum. You can print on vellum, by the way. It's not a problem. And then a cardinal. And that made me think, too, that the cardinals would look good on the inside. And then I've got some paper in here. It has cardinal on it. So, I just love those. They were fun. I got all kinds of stuff. So I'm gonna, like I said, call this, call this a video. And I don't know, I might do another one later tonight. I'm just not sure since we have company in town. If not, I'll probably do one tomorrow where I start working on the title. God bless everybody. And you know what? Love your family. Give them lots of hugs. In the end, our family and our loved ones are what matter the most. Things are things. Things come, things go. I mean, can you remember really everything you had 10 years ago? I can't. So, you know, love on them, treasure them, and have fun. Enjoy the holidays coming up. Be blessed with goodwill and good health. And I'll see you next video. Bye-bye.